so taboo and people are fearful.
Kawana Shannon is the Director of Surgical Services here at Planned Parenthood. She believes it's doing absolutely the right thing.
I just want to be able to help women be able to live their life to the fullest of their ability. I want them to be able to get the birth control thing on. I want them to be able to just make decisions just like men get to make decisions. We do vasectomies here. No courtroom is concerned with their penis. No courtroom is concerned with the decision that they made. They don't have to abide by any laws or regulations to be able to make a decision not to have any more children. But if a woman decides that this is not what's best for her life, she has to go through the entire state of Missouri. So the fight may be getting harder. We had a ruling today that I was happy and not happy about. Why? Because it was a half win to me. There's still work to be done. So that's what we'll do.
Kawana's talking about a judge's ruling back in August that put a temporary halt to the new abortion laws in Missouri. It means her clinic can continue providing abortions for now. She takes me and Reverend Tracy Blackman, who used to be on the board of this clinic, up the corridors and into the consulting rooms.
When the patient comes, they're checked in by front desk, and then they first get an ultrasound. We do that first so we can see exactly how far along they are. Regardless if they get an ultrasound, the state of Missouri makes us give them a urine pregnancy test. Not really needed, but they make us do that.
You showed us the first one.
Yes.
It's for people who are coming to Planned Parenthood, not just people
So,
who are here for an abortion.
no. So this is the abortion floor.
Everyone here is here.
Yes. So once they're done with ultrasound, they then do education. And that's when you really get to the heart and to the meat of everything. Because in the education room, that's when you're discussing how far along they are, what it costs, if they're experiencing any type of intimate partner violence, if they have so many children, whatever the case may be, if this was a rape, if this was something that was incest, if this is just they can't afford it. This is where patients really open up their heart to you and tell you what's going on with them and all of those type of
You
things.
said what it costs. Do you have to pay to get an abortion?
Yes, you do have to pay to get an abortion, but there are fundings. We have the Gateway Women's Access Fund.
It's also true that federal funds are not used. And that's important that we say that, because what is happening is that it's being promoted as though people's tax dollars are
Correct.
federal.
Correct. And that is not
incorrect.
And how much is an abortion?
Abortions can range from $545 to $1,168. It depends on how many weeks you are.
It's also important to note, in my opinion, this is also an economic issue. It's a class issue that people with access to money don't have to worry about how much an abortion costs. Don't have to worry about places that they can go and get some help on a sliding scale.
So when we were discussing that funds, all of that happens in the education room. Once they are done with that, they then have to meet with one of our nurses to be able to go through a portion of the informed consent that the state of Missouri makes us complete, okay? Once that's completed with the nurse, they then meet with the physician, because Missouri law states that the same physician that does your procedure has to be the same physician that does consenting. This is where it gets complicated. This is where a woman can easily go from 72 hours of waiting to 240 hours of waiting, and this is why. If you have a woman coming from Kentucky and she's coming down on day one to do all of this stuff we're discussing right now, ultrasound, education, lab, consenting, and on procedure day she is traveling down the road and happens to bust her tire, and she is unable to keep that appointment. If the next day she can come back is a different physician than the physician that consented her, she has to then come back here, reconsent, and wait another 72 hours.
And that truly happens. A delay like that could happen.
Absolutely. It happens often. This is not a could, it does.
So I want to say again that disproportionately impacts those who are economically challenged. Because if you're not economically challenged, you're not driving all of those miles. You're using a private physician.
So we're at the end of the corridor.
Yes. So we're basically just discussed, we call it the front of the house, like day one type of things. Now we're going to go to the back of the house, and this is pretty much what happens on sometimes we talk about the reasoning, about what they did last night and how much fun they had, or just strengthening each other, saying, okay, well, I'm next. They pray for each other back here too. Whatever they need to do to digress, get ready to do this procedure, they do. They have all type of conversation. They talk about their kids. A lot of women who get abortions already have children. So they talk about their kids and the sports that their children play, or if their kids have daycare, they have real life conversations. They're sitting here with each other. These are procedure rooms. We have 3 of them. This is where the actual procedures are done. So this is sterilization and decontamination. Basically, when the procedures are done, dirty instruments and things of this nature is brought to this room to be cleaned.
And I know this is a contentious thing to say, but I need to say it anyway. Where does the fetus go?
All products of conception tissue is sent to a laboratory, okay, where pathologists take care of it.
Hi there. Can I talk to you? I'm from the BBC in London. Outside the gates, there are always protesters handing out pamphlets and wanting to talk, but not to me.
Oh no, sorry, we can't make any comments.
Can't make comments. Can you tell us what you're doing today?
No, I can't make any comments.
Do you know what the reason is why you can't give any interviews or comments, and yet you hand out leaflets?
No thanks, I wouldn't like to say anything more, but you're welcome to call our organization, and it's the Coalition for Life. Call and ask for an interview.
Thanks very much for your time. Thank you.
That was our reporter Siobhan Ty in Missouri, and tomorrow she's going south to Alabama to speak to people who are against abortion and actively campaigning to stop an abortion clinic from opening in the state of Alabama. So that's tomorrow. If you get, of course you've already got it, BBC Sounds, all-encompassing, all singing, all dancing audio app. It's got everything. It's got great archive stuff. It's got music playlists. It's got every single programme, live and not, provided by the BBC. It is superb, and the BBC Sounds app, yes, I have been told to plug it, on the BBC Sounds app this week, Woman's Hour is only a hot podcast. It is the first podcast you see on BBC Sounds, and there's more because we have a little extra podcast treat for you. It's called Woman's Hour's 5 Frank and Fearless Moments, and it features Deborah James, Scarlett Curtis, and some good sex advice from Dr. Ruth Westheimer. So I encourage you to listen to that. That's available now on BBC Sounds. Tomorrow is the annual Autumn Fashion